Hello, the Master here. Today I am going to do something a little bit different. So, it has almost been a month since this released, but I still want to talk about this since I think it's very important for the Baldi community because, there is a lot of important stuff written on this. So, this is a devlog that Mistman did talking about version 0.14. And as you can see, I'm going to read a little bit. Firstly, my plan is for version 0.13 to be an update focused on bug fixes, balancing, and quality of life improvements. For real this time. So 0.14 will just be bug fixes, balancing, and I think this is very important to the game because I've already read this and there's a big important part in this devlog. So if we slide a little bit, you can see this image. Baldi's Basics Plus Development Roadmap. So as you can see, this is an updated image of the Baldi's Basics Plus Development Roadmap. And as you can see in here, 0.13 is called the final scheduled early access update, and there's like a big gap around these two versions. So in the devlog, Mistman said that 0.13 will be the last scheduled update, which means this is the last update that Mistman had before updating to the final version of the game. It still might have more versions to the game, but it's uncertain if they're going to release or not, because it's not scheduled anymore. Probably Mistman, if there's like a very crazy bug or maybe like something not very important for the final version, maybe they release like a small update, but that may not happen. And as you can read from here, it says second update hiatus as the final version is worked on. This is a planned update hiatus, during which I will still be actively developing the game. The 1.0 update will be much larger than any of the previous updates, as there's a lot of content I want to save for the finished version of the game, which is why it will likely take longer to release than the regular early access updates. I may sporadically, I cannot say that word, release a few major early access updates during, so it's uncertain if there's going to be more updates before 1.0, because that may happen or may not happen. And yeah, it's crazy that we've reached this far. Baldi's Basics Plus has been in development for 6 years now, I think. Almost 6 years. And the game is finally being finished. So here's the thing. I think that the game will release this year or 2007. I don't think 2028, I think that's like too much. I think he can update the game early. But, we just have to wait, It's not a big deal, we had already waited for a really long time for some updates. For example, 0.4, that update took a little longer than the other ones, for example. There's also this image from the horizontal slice. Horizontal slice is the 1.0 build of the game, and this is the first screenshot of this build. I have no idea what this means. I think this is like the comic split up in 4 parts, but I might be wrong. And I think that's about it I have to talk about Baldi's Basics Plus. Yeah. We finally reached a time that 1.0 seems promising, 1.0 seems close, Baldi's Basics Plus has been in early access for a really long time now. And I don't really blame Mistman because, making an indie game is really hard, especially if you're working like alone. Of course, Mistman had help, like there's voice actors, there's some I think Mistman is the only programmer, I think. but there are some voice actors. And anyways, I think with that I'll be ending the video here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and goodbye.